Are you just playing with the fucking soundboard?
It sounded like it would work in the song.
Yeah, we were listening to a cover of "Closer" by Nine Inch Nails, but it's not it's like a remix with Funky Town. Hey, look, it's Shane. Hi, Shane. Welcome to Such Good Shoot. That's Shane. I'm Isaac. That's Dozer.
Hi.
Are we gonna play a video or something?
You pressed the button. I wasn't ready to press the damn button. You pressed the button, so you can press the goddamn intro.
Hey!
What the fuck are you doing?
Welcome to.
What was that?
I was just pushing all the intros because you told me to, but he pushed it first, so I just started pushing as many as I could. Jesus. And here we go. Hey, well, you know, that's what happens.
Well, welcome to the podcast about anything and everything in the world of wrestling. Up there, we have Shane. Up there, we have a complete idiot.
Per usual. Should I do the
down
intro
here
button? Should I do the intro button again?
You have a guy who occasionally talks about wrestling and other stuff. And no, don't push any buttons. Push no buttons.
This button?
No.
What's this red X for?
Hey. I told you don't press any buttons, damn it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what?
What?
Regardless, and I feel terrible because I have a different soundboard today. I don't have the soundboard that has the Chic of the Week soundtrack on it. So,
surprise, motherfucker!
It's Chic of the Week time.
Chic of the Week. Chic of the Week. Chic of the Week.
Recipe for success: don't be a jabroni.
I like a nice recipe.
Have a pepperoni pizza.
Hulk Hogan, nothing from nothing.
All right.
Yeah, tame Chic of the Week this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
mellow. It's a theme this week. Nice and easy. You guys do anything exciting?
No.
Nah.
No.
Shout out to Aaron. Recovering well, it seems. Gets to go home today, tomorrow. She's home already. Woo! Kick ass.
Party time. Excellent.
That's awesome. So yeah, that's good news. I work in the morning, so I'm gonna get really drunk tonight. And I'm gonna make sure that I am wasted when I get in the car and go feed those kids. So,
which means that he's not drinking.
No, but I'm gonna smoke a lot of weed. As soon as I finish eating these delicious Trolley Sour Bright jelly beans, 2 crawler flavors in one bean.
They got jelly beans? Or are you talking about gummy worms?
Nah, bro.
Actual jelly beans?
They're jelly beans, but they have 2 crawler flavors in one bean. So
what?
Yeah, bro. They figured out a way to put 2 different worms in one bean.
That's what she said.
Hey-o. That's pretty exciting. Did anything happen in wrestling? Anything exciting? Any news?
FTR faced each other last night on Dynamite. I haven't watched it yet, but apparently it was pretty good.
I got nothing. Because I do have some news. After all this time, fucking Fight TV got smart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they can sense a
VPN now?
Goddamn VPN now. Now I can't watch AEW again.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, not happy about it.
Well, speaking of AEW, there's something pretty big that we missed last week because we weren't live. And that's the actually announced New Japan versus AEW Supercard happening in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I don't know how we'll do it, but I think we'll have to watch that one. Something tells me it's probably going to be like pay-per-view of the year.
Should be fun, yeah. One of the things I thought we should talk about, if there's not much going on, is I'm wearing a Kenny Omega shirt right now, and I saw somebody post on the internet. I normally like making fun of posts that I think are just like outlandish, but this guy was basically saying that Kenny Omega has done more for professional wrestling than Undertaker has in his career. And at first I was like, ha, fuck Kenny Omega, he's a clown. But then I realized that he's kind of right. I think we should discuss that a little bit. How overrated is Undertaker? He just retired or got in the Hall of Fame, and I mean, how overrated is he?
I mean, I think it's something. It really just depends on which lens you view professional wrestling from. Obviously, if you're a WWEF lifer, and that's your main consumption of professional wrestling, Undertaker probably isn't overrated at all. If you look at wacky, crazy characters that somehow work, Undertaker isn't overrated at all. If you look at someone who knew how to perform on the big stage when necessary, especially, paired with the right guy, it's probably not overrated at all. But
I think it's tough because I thought about this a lot, and I think anybody who knows us and knows me knows that I don't particularly think Kenny Omega is that good of a wrestler. I mean, he's fine. I don't think he's the greatest professional wrestler of all time. I don't think there's a lot of people that think he's just the cat's ass, and I don't see it. That being said, I do recognize what he did for professional wrestling, what he's done for professional wrestling. Without Kenny Omega, there's no AEW. Without AEW, there's no real professional wrestling revolution like we're seeing right now. I think he's one of the people that's instrumental in bringing American fans to New Japan. So there's a lot of things that he did for professional wrestling. And then I started looking at what Undertaker did. And the majority of his his moments were WrestleMania moments. And the first 2/3 of which were not very good matches. Most of them were pretty fucking bad, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, really horrible.
Some really bad stuff. He had a run of matches that were legitimately the match of the year every year. He had a match with Punk. He had the matches with Michaels. He had the match with Triple H. But then he, again, went back to being garbage because of his age. Outside of that, he was kind of a placeholder when they didn't have anyone to give the belt to.
Yeah, I mean, but he also didn't need the belt. I mean,
No.
Taker was established as a character. But I mean, like Kenny to Taker is apples to oranges in ring. I think it's really hard to argue that Taker is a better wrestler than Kenny. I don't think you can, but Kenny's also a normal sized human where Taker is massive. Yeah. I mean,
the thing with is that right there is the thing that makes Taker like special. Like his gimmick is his entrance.
Yeah. And then later in the career, he kind of put it all together and was able to perform at a really high level. I mean, most of the matches he even had in that run were considerably better than his early days of being Taker.
Yeah, that shit was pretty unbearable.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it's apples to oranges. I don't think you can confidently say one more than the other because they affected the business and really kind of in completely different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm going to stop both of you right there because we all know there's only one man who this should be. You could talk about your Takers, your Kenny Omegas, but there's only one man.
And his name is John Cena.
Sorry, I had to get that meme in there.
So are you, I mean now Now Cena versus Taker would be an interesting conversation, but you'd have
Cena. No, I think the comparison would be. I want to say Hogan and Rock, and Cena and Stone Cold.
Yeah. I mean, the answer is like going to be Hogan forever, because if wrestling doesn't get as popular as what it does in the 80s, we just aren't in the same place that we are now. I mean, Hogan, even though he's a huge piece of shit and was an awful worker, was,
he changed the business more.
Yeah,
I
mean, the biggest wrestler in the world, period. And
which
you don't have The Rock and Stone Cold, performing at that level and being that, over and being seen by that many people if there's no Hogan. I hate to admit it, but
no, I think you're right, and I think ultimately what that comes down to is if you keep distilling this, right, it comes down to the one person who changed the wrestling industry more
Vince
than
McMahon.
anyone in the whole fucking universe is Vince McMahon Jr. Yeah, Vincent Kennedy there. Yeah, I don't think it's even close either. Like, boy.
Boy. Now, if you live over in Japan, that outlook might be completely different. But that's a different argument entirely, and also one that I don't have the perspective of. But like Inoki is that big over there. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. No, yeah, it's interesting. It's a really interesting conversation, and maybe we should have a more in-depth one with it. I mean, obviously Vince McMahon is the answer to the one person, but then if you have a tiered system of people who that's a good brackets to do. It's like people who change wrestling or something.
Yeah, we'd have to put that together, which at least two of us would have to provide effort for.
Yeah. Oh fuck yeah. So this is the thing that's never gonna happen, folks.
Not a chance. Not a chance in hell.
No, we've still got many years of attitude through.
But fuck, dude, at least we're almost done with 1997. We don't have to watch.
Done.
We don't have to watch. We have to review that still.
Yeah, no. I mean, we're done.
We have to watch
with 97.
God damn, I'm so happy.
And then next week we can come back with NXT, right? And it'll be good, and we'll have so much fun.
Yeah. You say that, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
But I guess we should talk about this thing, this Starrcade. So
it's Starrcade 1997, produced by World Championship Wrestling.
It absolutely is. We are ready to rumble. It's our main event. And you know what?
God damn it. This fucking sucked so hard. I'm so glad I watched it with you guys, because I don't think I could have made it through any other way.
Yeah, dude.
I think we just need to tell everybody right here, right now. I completely fucking forgot we watched it. It was so bad.
I was laughing, dude. I was dying on the couch. I was trying to write a response. Because, I had this moment where I was like, fuck, dude, maybe I'm just baked off my ass and it was just Shane and I watching. So you could have sworn all three of us watched.
Yeah, for half a second I was like, wait, were we supposed to watch something? And then I was like, no, we watched it together last week. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Dozer covered his eyes and groaned in pain for nearly 3 hours straight.
Mm-hmm. For reals though. It was probably the worst pay-per-view we've watched so far.
And that's saying a lot coming off of DX.
In 1997, in the 1997 run.
No, I think I preferred the Wrestling Classic. Those matches at least ended.
The Crockett Cup.
Oh, forgot about that.
There's some bad ones.
But that's not even comparable, man.
This is top tier bad.
Yeah.
This was I've never. Yeah. There was one match. There was one match.
This pay-per-view was not worse than fucking Battle Bowl.
Battle Bowl.
or whatever the hell the random.
Oh
tag
God,
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Battle
yeah.
Bowl.
Yeah.
It had like
Yeah.
7 names.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is not worse than that. There's nothing that will ever be worse than
No,
that.
although that did have a tag team of Mick Foley and Abdullah the Butcher,
Yeah, and they lost.
which was the only thing entertaining on the whole show. Yeah, that
I
was
think
bad.
that was. I think it may have actually been a Starrcade too. Like, yeah, it was a Starrcade. It was a Lethal Lottery Battle Bowl Starrcade 1991 or some shit like that.
Yeah, the one with 8 names and fucking 8 million matches for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, it was bad.
Hmm
It was real
But
bad.
this is still right up there in that conversation.
I wonder, because I'm sitting here and I've just pulled up the Meltzer ratings for it. And I wonder if there was the discussions of, oh, well, Meltzer's just a WCW mark.
God, did he
Because-
like this?
Okay, like would be a very strong term. But
Okay.
there's a lot less red on it than there was on DX.
Weird, because DX, honestly, that had 4 matches that I had fun with.
Yeah,
And
that was
had
a lot more
4
than
matches that had a 0 or negative rating from Meltzer.
Mhm. Yeah, there was some stuff that was fun, like Stone Cold. You gotta
mean,
love
like,
them.
The floor was like the floor was higher on this show, but the ceiling was also much lower. Like it never reached DX proportions of horrible, but it also didn't compare to the
Oh,
couple
this was
things
way
that were
worse.
good.
But here's the other thing, though. We are comparing DX, what is quintessentially a blow-off nothing bullshit
Yeah, the
in
last
your
thing
house
had,
pay-per-view
Yeah.
versus Starrcade, which is
Mhm.
one of WCW's premier events.
And I genuinely
in-
like DX more.
I mean, but let's also be honest here. If we're looking at this through the lens of this being 1997, Starrcade was a huge show. If you're invested in the product at that point, like you're probably not a mark like us that want something different from matches. You're some dude with your shirt off in 1997, ready to see Hulk Hogan.
DX was so much better. It was so
Dude,
much
it
better.
was not so much better. No way.
Rating wise, man, if Dozer goes back and compares ratings for this, I bet we're going to see a market increase for that show compared to this one.
Not from me. From you, probably.
There's only one match in this one.
And that first
Oh.
match is the first match on the card. Go ahead, Dozer.
Well, the first match of the evening was the illustrious Eddie Guerrero taking on the man of 1,000 holds, Dean Malenko.
Yeah, this show was good.
What?
Yeah.
This show was great. Eddie is fucking awesome. I've
Yeah,
been
Eddie-
watching some compilation videos of Eddie just doing Eddie shit. All the fake outs when he was doing the gimmick where he was like throw the chair and then lay on the ground and pretend he had gotten hit. And then, like all that shit. Man, he was so good. Dean Malenko, great. Solid match. A great way to start a pay-per-view, honestly. I wish they had kept up this momentum throughout the whole show.
But they didn't.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Boy,
Yeah.
they did not.
Eddie was so in his prime physically at this point, and not as over as what he would be in WWE, especially obviously when he won the belt at WrestleMania, and I mean not WrestleMania, from Brock, and then retained it. But he was so good. Dean Malenko is and has always been one of the best in-ring technicians. There are
If only he had some charisma.
dude, he doesn't need it.
I mean, it would have made for a much more interesting match. Still, I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean,
he doesn't need it, but also at the same time, like it would elevate him. It really would.
it just never seemed like they clicked into full gear. It seemed like, the match just wasn't going as fast or as interestingly as it could have. It was crisp overall. They didn't botch anything. It was interesting. But I mean, relative to what we all know they both can do, and especially what we imagine they could do against each other, it
Hmm.
was enough for I mean, like a 3.5.
I
But
think that was what we all
yeah,
agreed on while
I
watching it.
believe you are correct on
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, that was pretty much unanimous on our side. What does Meltzer give it?
Meltzer gave it a 2.75
Wow.
as the highest rated match of the night.
Wow. I mean,
Look,
obviously it was, but
I said
that's
I said there are more positive ratings. I didn't say they were good. That
wow.
brings us to a 6-man tag. Yeah, straight out of the modern WWE playbook. We have Ray Traylor, Rick Steiner, and Scott Steiner.
And Ray Trailer's his real name. I didn't know that.
yeah,
I always thought
it's the
Courtney
big
was
boss
just
dude.
fucking it up.
Yeah.
And that is taking on the Randy Savage, Vincent, and Scott Norton.
But it wasn't supposed to be Randy Savage, was it?
No, it was supposed to be Kevin Nash. But Scott Hall said, "Oh, my big buddy can't be here tonight. I'm really sorry, but he
I
just
heard.
isn't here."
Yeah, the whole thing was weird. It felt like the whole show was thrown off because Kevin Nash just didn't want to come.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
This,
this match sucked.
I mean, it wasn't like horrible, but
But it wasn't good.
I mean, no, it definitely wasn't good. It just seemed like this match, obviously with Randy Savage being involved, it seems like whatever plan they had before the match just kind of got thrown by the wayside,
Yeah.
quite frankly, none of these guys at this point in their career with who they're facing, like none of these guys are going to be able to just put a match together on the fly. Randy's a little bit too old, you know. The rest of them are, might be solid, but these guys aren't putting on a 5-star classic on the fly. It's just boring. I mean,
Especially considering like one of the big selling points of this pay per view is that all the WCW wrestlers were in attendance in the crowd because there were so many title defenses on the line. Oh, wasn't Nash? Wait, Nash was supposed to fight Big Show, right?
oh yeah, who was?
They kept teasing somebody else as the third
Oh,
man.
Conan for some reason. They're like, oh, it's Conan. Oh, it's Conan. Oh, it's Randy Savage.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So they kept in the middle of this tag match. They kept showing like Booker T and shit and the fucking
Rey Mysterio.
Harlem Heat. And you're like, oh, all these guys would be more interesting to watch. Like, let me watch another Harlem Heat Steiner match. Like, fuck it. Like, we've already seen 15 of them in a row. Let's do it one more time. But no.
I mean, and the thing is all of the guys worked hard. It wasn't a work effort. It just never clicked.
Well, there wasn't. There was nothing
really
on.
at all.
There was nothing at stake. It didn't feel like there was any importance to it at all.
But there also wasn't anything truly terrible about it, so I feel confident enough to give it a 2.
I was thinking 1.5 for me. It's pretty
Once you go
bad.
below 2, you had to have made me mad at some point. I don't think this match did.
I gave it like a 1.5, I think.
All right. I see you, Dozier.
You see me? That's unfortunate.
Hmm.
And I think Meltzer, he gave it a rating.
Uh-huh.
He
I
gave
bet.
it a half.
Wow. 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 All right.
I mean, he's pretty brutal at this point.
He is, dude. If he doesn't like something, man, he shits on it hard.
2, 3, 4. That does put it in the not the bottom tier of matches for the evening.
Okay.
Yeah, but and he's right.
Well, I believe we're about to talk about the bottom tier of matches.
Oh God, what was it?
We have Goldberg
Oh God.
taking on Mongo McMichael.
Finish him.
First of
This
all,
sucked.
before we start talking any real shit, Mongo is suffering from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. He's in really rough shape, and anytime I see a match with him, I feel bad because Mongo is an easy one to sort of make fun of as a wrestler, but at the same time, I don't want to make light of his condition. So, just a little disclaimer before we get into this, because this match sucks so fucking hard.
Yeah, I mean,
Holy
he was.
shit!
You also have to give him a little respect for being an actually legendary NFL player. He
Mhm.
wasn't even a reject like
No.
Brock Lesnar. Mongo McMichael's NFL Hall of Famer. Pretty insane that he was at least good enough at this point to make the leap over and be good enough and a big enough character and make himself relevant enough to get invited to the Horsemen. That's pretty.
Yeah. No, credit where credit's due. He did
It's
all
insane
that.
as a fan, but I mean, all credit due to him.
Yep.
This match was god awful. Goldberg sucks. Mongo sucks. Everything sucks. I
Mhm.
mean, they were just playing to the crowd the whole time. Goldberg.
It sucks. It sucks so much.
Goldberg wasn't even a character at this point, really. Like, they didn't know what they were doing with him at all.
But he's still bleeding out of his forehead.
Yeah, he was just.
It was
like,
a mess.
hitting people. I
It
mean,
went on for like what, 5 or 6 minutes. It felt like.
yeah, I mean, and Mongo is truly awful. I mean,
Yeah, as bad as Goldberg was. How long was this one, Dozer?
5 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
It didn't feel like it overstayed its welm at all.
Oh, it did for me.
Oh, no way. I mean, it was 6 minutes. That's how long it needed to be. It was just, all the awful things they did in the 6 minutes.
They fit a lot of awful in 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was way too much for me, man.
I mean, it was.
Honestly.
I don't know. It was a half star.
I'm so used to. I just wanted to see, like, if you're gonna do the Goldberg thing, they didn't realize how much they needed to protect him.
He is not a man who should have a 6-minute match.
He looked great, though. I mean, coming out, he's a beast. I understand why they wanted to make a star out of him, but quarter star.
I will.
There's nothing good to say about it at all.
I will go with a third of a star.
Ooh.
I want to be a little fancy. And Meltzer. Well, this was Meltzer's worst match of the evening at a -1 star.
It was bad.
Yeah, Meltzer wasn't a fan. But you know what? The next match wasn't good either.
No, this is going to be a recurring theme.
Boys, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, this is so negative, and for some reason, my body's just acting up. I'm gonna need to just go to the bathroom real quick, talk shit for a second.
Yes, dude, you're gonna go take a shit while we talk shit.
Absolutely, dude.
Yeah. Some fries, dude. Have you ever heard of Sidewinders?
No.
I was scrolling on the internet, and an ad pops up for Simplot French fries, and they're like Are you tired of your old boring fries? You think fries only come in a couple shapes? You know there hasn't been an innovation in fry shapes in over 20 years? So-and-so, Todd Gessinger, or whatever his name is, an engineer at Simplot, has come up with a new fry design. So they got a new fry shape. After 20 years, there's a new French fry, bud.
Why?
It's called the Sidewinder.
But why?
Because it's dope, dude. They've got 4 flavors. They got a regular clear coat, a beer batter, a buffalo beer batter, and a barbecue.
Who needs new fry flavors?
This guy ordered a case for work. Well, he got me good, man. I was like, damn. I want some of these Sidewinders. They look cool, man. Let me find you a picture of the Simplot Sidewinder.
Okay, you do that.
What were you saying? Why don't you feel like we need new fry shapes? It's been 20 years. Are we not innovating anymore?
Dude, they're
Are
French.
we done? Are we done innovating? Is innovation over? Shane,
Innovation's over.
Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about the shapes of these French fries.
Are they like wet?
No, they're just
They're chips.
No, they kind of look like that, but they're actually fries.
Oh, I mean they're curvy JoJo fries.
They're Sidewinders. This is the first
That's an Ohio thing.
new innovation in French fry technology
Why didn't
in the last 20 years,
Why
dude.
didn't we just talk about the match that happened? What match happened, Dozer?
We didn't talk about that because you weren't here. You were pooping, so we were talking about food.
No, I was taking a pee, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the next match then?
It was Perry Saturn versus the Chris Benoit's
This should have been really good, and it was
in
not.
a Ravens rules match.
It was so disappointing.
But it didn't suck, dude.
No, but
the only reason why you're thinking about it negatively is your preconceived notions of the match.
No, knowing how good both of them are, it was incredibly disappointing because I was like finally like, yay! And then it was bad. Was it as bad as what the last shit? No.
No, I mean there goes Dozer.
I'm here.
Oh.
I just want to look like I can nap.
The Ravens rules stipulation did these gentlemen no favors. There was just interference everywhere. It seemed like it really messed them up because they had to like keep going to these set pieces rather than allow themselves to, let the match flow naturally. Which Benoit, funnily enough, I don't know if you guys have ever heard this story. Apparently, ICP, when they were in WCW, which we'll be getting to pretty soon.
Oh, God.
They obviously were with Vampiro, and they were waiting outside like the interview box that they had in the back where they did, the interviews where you're like, what fucking room was that in? And Vampiro was like, do you want to see something funny? And he knocked on the door real hard, like 10 times, and just ran. And ICP was like, what the fuck was that? And Chris Benoit pops out of the booth. He obviously wasn't the best promo ever in his career, especially not at this time. And he was so fucking mad. I guess he was like, I'm gonna rip both of your fucking heads off, and they were both like, we ran away.
Well, he cuts a promo in this, and it's really brutal.
Yeah, it's horrible. I mean, he's stumbling over his words. But yeah, I mean, the match just never clicked for either of them. But it was those two wrestling, and it was a match. Therefore, it was a 2. I mean,
I gave it a 1.
Oh, dude, that's brutal.
All the interferences, it just did not work. It didn't work. I was so disappointed. It made me mad because I was like, finally, it's something worth watching, and it was brutal.
I remember it sucked. That is literally all I remember. Like,
Dozer's involved this week.
We should probably review some Halo Reach or something.
I'm not even sure I could review that at the moment.
You want to talk about Disney and the Ron
Oh.
DeSantis?
Well, I could talk about that all day, but Florida screwed Florida. That's its own ball of worms. But no, I think I'll give this a 1.5. I'm not going to be too harsh on it because I'm going to let Meltzer be harsh on it.
Oh man, Meltzer destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Well defined destroyed. He gave it half a star.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's pretty destroying it, man. I mean, Meltzer had to be privy to the Benoit and Perry Saturn, hype at the time.
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
He just has eyes, man. It was a bad match.
That brings us to the Buff of Bagwell taking on the Lex of Luger.
Fuck.
This
me.
match happened. It never fucking ended.
Yeah, this went on for a long time. This is like the second longest match of the night, right? It was like 15.
No. This is the longest match.
Yeah, dude. It just.
Oh wow, was this like the 16-minute one or something?
Yes.
Because the main event was like 15 or something, right?
13 for the main event.
Yeah. Oh
the thing
man.
is that it kind of got off to like an okay start. Like the first 7 or 8 minutes or so, they were working the crowd really well. It was fun. They were both clearly trying. And it probably would have ended as not a bad match, but then it just went.
Had it been the same length as that Goldberg match, it would have
Yeah.
been fine. It would have been one of the better matches of the night.
You could just picture some stressed out director in the side going, stretch.
Well, that's what most of it was them on the ground and fucking rest holds and.
Yeah. And these gentlemen are not stretch working guys.
No, I mean they were both so gassed, so fast, and there was like they were just sitting on the floor for most of it.
It was horrible.
Yeah,
I mean this really was like, I don't know. I mean, again, like the first little bit of it was okay, so I'm not willing to give it a quarter. I'll give it a half just because you find some enjoyment through the first little bit.
It was half a match, so it gets half a star. I like it. That is solid logic.
Yeah, that's like your math, Dozer.
Math? Yeah, math. I totally did math on this one.
What was your rating?
My rating was I started it out at a 5, and then I took 1 star off for every 5 minutes. It went over time, and it's at negative 30 stars.
Damn, dude. That's even Meltzer liked it more than that.
You don't know what if Meltzer liked it yet or not.
It wasn't negative 30 stars.
No. Realistically, it was a 1. It was a 1 star. Like, just don't watch it. Never go back and watch this match. No one needs to.
Or this show. There's nothing on this show worth watching.
Yeah, this can be forgotten in the annals of history.
Yeah.
And Meltzer gave it half a star.
Good, he's right.
That brings us to another, well, adequate match. Adequate being, in the eyes of this show, where we have Diamond Dallas Page taking on Kurt Hennig.
This was, another match that should have been better than it was. A little too long again. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. I like both the guys. I like the finish. I like the diamond cutter. But it just another match that just didn't work. I don't know. It's fucking weird. It was like 11 minutes.
I could be misremembering stuff, which I very well could be, but wasn't this the match where DDP was acting like somewhat heelish, even though he wasn't a heel at the time or some shit?
I don't think so. I just remember he ended up winning the United States Championship, and they were like making a big deal out of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean it was big storyline wise because
It was just like a big NWO WCW
yeah. I
versus.
was gonna say Mr. Perfect had just recently jumped over to the NWO,
Mhm.
won the United States Championship. This was especially in 1997. This was really big comeuppance for
WCW.
for NWO from the WCW. Yeah, I just don't honestly remember anything from the match. I don't remember anything negative. I also don't remember anything positive.
Mm-mm.
Um, so for that, I give it a 1.75 because it didn't make me mad, but I also don't remember anything that I liked about it. So I kind of
Hold
rated
on.
it lower.
What was it? The Benoit Saturn match you gave a 2 because it was a match like
But this was also another interesting thing about this is
But
this
I
match.
remember things about the Benoit Saturn match. I remember things that I enjoyed.
Well, this match was not supposed to be DDP though versus Hennig. It's supposed to be Ric Flair, but he got injured 2 weeks before on a Nitro.
Oh no shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
who was it supposed to be? Ric Flair versus Mr. Perfect.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. And then it was again a lot of rest holds in this match.
well,
And
they're supposedly just filling time for Nash to get back.
but the diamond cutter was a fun diamond cutter. I like when he does the spin him around and hit him with the cutter, and he
I mean,
won.
and when
But
they worked, it was good. I mean, it
yeah,
was just slow.
yeah, I don't know. Did I already rate it?
No,
1.5.
1.25. Meltzer damn well liked the match. He gave it a 2.
Wow, you loved it.
I mean,
The context of
then
this
that's
show,
not irresponsible.
Oh, he did do that heel shit because he dragged his balls into the ring post. He pulled. DDP did the whole pull his legs and bang his balls off the ring
But that
post.
doesn't count because it was against NWO. Therefore, he
true.
was still
no,
a
but
face.
yeah, they were saying, the commentators were saying though, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do when you hit that situation, man.
Well, yeah, exactly. They're just covering because again, the people that like the NWO are going to be mad at it and they're going to boo him harder. You know what I mean? The people that like WCW are going to cheer him because he's doing good things for WCW.
Speaking
But
of
hey,
booing harder, is the next match is literally the worst.
look at me remembering something about this show that Isaac forgot about, so I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I remembered he was the bad guy.
Oh yes.
Did bad shit.
I remember literally nothing about it.
Yeah, I remember the next match was the worst match of the night by
Where
far.
we have Larry, God bless you, taking on Eric Bischoff with referee Bret Hart.
This was the most 1997 match of the night.
The loaded slipper.
But not really though. This was the most pro wrestling match of the night because we've seen this before. There's been Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. We've seen
That's sports entertainment.
Well, yeah, no, I mean absolutely.
It's
This
not
is
pro wrestling.
yeah, no,
It's
this
Can we
this
never
was,
refer to Michael Cole in the ring again?
oh no, we're gonna
undefeated at WrestleMania,
forever.
baby. Yeah. This the whole thing was stupid. He was dressed as a ninja. He had like the whole the footwear on, and then fucking Nash slipped a steel plate of some sort into his slipper. And as he went to kick Zbyszko in the head before he made contact, the thing goes flying off into the audience. And that's how he wins the match, by knocking him out with something that flew off into the audience before it even came close to touching him. And they're trying to sell it as it got like went flying off his head and all this, and it just looked like shit. The match sucked. It was not worth. It's not worth it. I'm going to give it a 0. It's a 0. It was a fucking 0. I don't do that very often, but goddamn, this was bad.
I mean,
Larry looked like he was in good shape. I'll say that.
I mean, so here's the thing. I can't give it a 0 because, the crowd loves the Larry Zbyszko. They were super hot for him. Obviously, as the match dragged on, it died down.
It went like 10 minutes or some shit.
But it was a match. It had a start, it had a end, it had a bell, and it had a crowd. It was a .25.
I mean, I understand your logic. I'm not going to give it that credit.
I will give it a 0.25. I'll agree with Shane. I'm just going to agree with him.
You can agree. I'm going to go ahead and agree with him.
And I'm going to tell you, the goddamn Meltzers gave it a 1/4 star.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm in tune today. I'm in tune with Meltzer.
Oh, God, help us now. That brings us to our main event of the evening.
Oh, fuck, dude.
Where we have the man they call Stang taking on Hollywood Hogan.
I don't remember anything about this other than I didn't like it. I literally don't remember a goddamn thing. Is there music? Am I having a stroke? You did it, you son of a bitch. You did it.
That's been on the entire fucking time.
Oh, God, dude. I am having a stroke. What? Now I'm all distracted. Yeah, what happened in this fucking match? Did anything happen?
Boy, was it Hogan versus Sting.
Yeah, I don't remember anything. I remember it sucked balls. Like hairy, sweaty fucking balls. Speaking of which, I've been playing MLB 2022, the show, and I'm doing like the road to the majors, road to the show. So I made my own character, and his name is Harry Cox. And so every time he comes to the bat, they say now batting Harry Cox, and I get to giggle every time I play. Back to Roof. Yeah, did anything happen? Do you remember any part of this match at all?
No, it was just brutal. It was Sting versus.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. So this was the thing where they were like, "We're gonna pick an impartial referee, and we're gonna do it in some sort of weird lottery fashion," and then they ended up picking Nick Patrick.
Yes.
Okay. And then there was a lot of rest holds.
Oh, and then there was a lot of referee hittage late in the match.
And then what? And then fucking Hogan fucking pinned Sting
Hogan
after a
pinned
legs
Sting
drop.
clean.
And then fucking Patrick counted the pin fast or something.
Yeah.
And Brett came in and restarted it.
Yes. And then he counted and then he quick counted the NWO.
And then he performed the Stinger splash or whatever, and then he put him in the death lock or some shit. And then Hart called for the bell. And that was the end. And it was just like it didn't make any sense because Nick Patrick didn't actually fast count him.
Yes.
So it was just like this really weird thing where it was like the comeuppance and like the big comeback for WCW was like because Hogan can't actually lose clean to anybody, it had to be like a fucky win for the like the year-long storyline they've been building to. Oh, it was so dumb. It was awful. It was awful.
This really is a 0.
Oh, yeah, I can't argue. I'm going. This is unprecedented, but yeah, 0. I mean, it was one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, it really was insulting to watch.
I'll make it a round robin and give it a 0.
I'm wondering what's Meltzer got for us on this one. Is he going negative again?
No, there's only one negative of the night.
Wow. Okay. Because this is one of those. This is like a legendarily bad main event.
Well, let me just get ready here.
Drum roll, please. Drum roll.
He gave it a quarter star.
A quarter
Yeah.
star. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like the worst match we've ever seen, but as far as a main event, especially given the feud, that's why it's so like legendary.
and just how poorly executed everything in it was. There was nothing redeeming about it. I mean,
Yeah.
it made everyone look stupid, and everyone involved looked like a bitch. And the way they used Bret Hart for all of this pay-per-view, because I think this is his first pay-per-view at WCW, because he didn't go immediately to Nitro, and he wasn't on the last WCW pay-per-view. So this is his first WCW pay-per-view. And instead of booking him in any sort of match against anybody, they booked him as a referee in 2 matches. And
Earned that paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable stuff. The whole pay-per-view as a whole, this is, like I said, one of the worst pay-per-views that we've had to watch. Top 5 worst pay-per-views that we've watched. That being said, it deserves a quarter star. Do not watch this show. Don't do it. There's nothing worth watching on it. If you do have to watch it, just watch the first match and say, you know what, that was okay. And then you can be done. And you will not have missed anything. And we've saved like 2+ hours of your life that you could be using to, I don't know, drink turpentine or fucking jerk off with sandpaper. Anything is better than this. Anything.
I'm not even going to justify this pay-per-view with a star rating. I am just giving it a DNW. Do not watch.
Do not watch this. This is,
in fact, if you made it through this whole show, you have done too much.
Yeah, we did too much. I mean, this is one of the shows that we should have taken off. That had it been on the wheel of Doom or whatever, it should have been taken off because it was too bad for that.
No, it deserved being on the wheel of Doom, dude.
It's bad. What was your rating for this one, Shane?
Oh, 0.25. There's no reason to boot this one up.
No, it was bad. It was real bad.
Well, speaking of bad, we all agreed on the on the rating for the last match. We all pretty much agreed on the rating for the pay-per-view. So real quick, next week, are we doing the next NXT? It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Or what do we want to do?
I want to watch. I want wrestling. I want to watch. So
we have the option between either an NXT, so like I think it's NXT 11 or the 98 Royal Rumble. So either one will be a fun show.
Here's my idea. Why don't we do 2 straight weeks of NXT?
Damn it!
Just have some fun. Watch some good wrestling, and then after that, we'll get right into the 98 Royal Rumble, and then we'll get back.
I don't hate it. I like the idea.
3 weeks of fun then. Royal Rumble after that. Okay, let's go.
Exactly.
Let's
the Royal
fucking
Rumble is
go.
going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, the 98 Royal Rumble is a really fun show.
Every Royal Rumble is fun to watch in some capacity.
Yeah, but that one was a good one.
Yeah,
that one was a good year.
We'll see you the next 2 weeks for NXT.
Yeah.
Bye. Take one off this beer. We agreed on a bunch of stuff. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this edition of Such Good Shoot. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon. Or subscribe to us on your favorite audio catcher. Or finally, if you're on Facebook, leave a comment, like the video, and make sure to share it out to all your friends. Until next time, we have been such good shoot and have